Good morning, good morning, good morning. Your heart is free. Have the courage to follow it. All right, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am so sorry. I missed Scorpio and Libra. I try to explain this to people. I do suffer from ADHD. So it does what happens when you have ADHD is your brain jumps ahead. So it's not that I'm skipping signs, it's that for whatever reason my brain just calculates onto the next sign. It's weird. I gotta find a better system. Apparently having my little zodiac line up here, I still missed them. I missed them, and I had someone in the chats telling me. Just terrible. Just terrible. Anyway, so I'm going to shuffle up some cards here. We're going to do Scorpio and Libra first to cover up their readings and basically to, I take it as divine intervention. I'm very close to a bunch of Libras and a bunch of Scorpios. So, perhaps the universe was whatever timeline I was reading when I was doing that all signs for the weekend. It had me skip Scorpio and Libra because it was worried about who would see them. My life is not like a lot of these people, readers and stuff online, come on and they're able to very detach themselves from the zodiac, from people that they know. And I don't know if it's because they don't have a lot of people in their lives and things like that, or, they're just better at releasing things than I am. But I have a lot of people in my life, and I have a lot of people that I'm connected to and a lot of people that I care very deeply about. So, yes, sometimes the universe keeps the messages either from the people so that they know that I care about because they don't want them to see it because it's not technically their message type deal, or the universe is saving me from hearing a message that it's not mine to deliver to them because I'm too close. I say that to some of my other friends. All right, so who should we start with first? I guess Libra. We'll go Libra first, and we'll do Scorpio, and then we will do a 3D, 40, 5D for the collective. All right, Libra, we got what do you want? A seeker seeks knowledge no matter of the source. A wise seeker discerns the truth humbly. It's from the Sword of Truth book. That's a series that Rob really likes. If you guys like it, like fantasy and like magic and things like that, Sword of Truth's pretty good. All right, Scorpio or Libra. Besides ADHD, I also have dyslexia. Which is an interesting talent to have. What I can read backwards, upside down, back and forth. It doesn't matter to me. I had to force to learn it. All right, Scorpio. I'm pretty sure I did everybody else's shadows and things at the end. Let's get your 5D lines, spirit guides, angels, celestials. What do they have to say about what's going on for you guys right now? Libra. There's a lot of putting trust in divine timing of things. It's a trick of not, that's one of the ways that we trick ourselves into not getting upset when we're late and things like that and releasing those type of anxieties. What? Divine timing. What? If I'm late, it means the universe is intervening somewhere, somehow. I remember one time I was sitting at this stoplight, right? And the light turned green. And the car in front of me, there's two lanes turning. And neither one of the cars went to go when the light turned green. And I just, tap, tap on my horn. And they started to roll. And as soon as they rolled and got into the intersection, a car flew through the red light, hit the car in front of me, and drove it into the car next to them. And all I could think of in that moment was, I will never rush someone at a stoplight again. Don't have my hair, y'all. Hair's crazy. You ever go to bed with your hair still damp? No? Happened to me. But yeah, that's always been, that's my thing now. Now I don't rush people because, yeah, had I not beeped and let them sit at that light just a little bit longer, that car would have ran through that red light and nothing would have happened. Because I beeped and drew everybody's attention to the fact that the light turned green and they went, bam. All right. Libra, and then we'll do Scorpio, and then we'll do the collectives, cards, and coffee for the day. Libra, there's no time on this. This is just the energies as they sit as of right now. Everybody else was just for the weekend. All right, Libra. You have the Four of Cups here, right? A forever connection with something that's, I don't want to say overindulging, because I know the Nine of Cups and the Four of Cups are both overindulgence cards, can both be overindulgence cards, right? If you look up the true old meaning of the cards, yes. Don't fight with me on that, okay? Do not argue meaning with cards with me. I have been having that happen lately. Y'all, I did not learn to read from Biddy, okay? You know, I've done the cheat sheets and things like that use some of those techniques, but for the most part, I learned to read from reading the tarot books from my cards, okay? Four of Hearts and Nine of Cups can be an overindulgence card. One is I'm refusing to see the toxicity and where things are altering perception, and the Nine of Cups is, yeah, we're happy, but what are we gluttonously filling ourselves with to maintain this happiness, right? Because this, especially in this deck with the tears, okay? So this is probably why I didn't get a big reading on it for you guys, Libra. I know that you guys are very good at controlling your energies around you. You guys are very, very good at transmuting. You guys could feel those tears inside all day and then be portraying Nine of Cups to your friends the whole time, right? I do see that you have a lot of control of what's going on right now. I feel like that you have the power over your narrative right now. I feel that you are defensive, right? And I do feel like it's mainly you, but I feel like you've got somebody else, a masculine energy, right? There's definitely, you got King and Queen of Pentacles here, right? Both trying to have control. I feel like divine feminine, whatever's going on with Libra, the Libra feminines have a much higher hand. All right, on the 4D, Queen of Pentacles again. What I am aware of, what I am in control of, and I am doing my best to nurture those things that are most important to me. Giving that tons of love. Like I said, queen, queen, queen. This is very much a divine feminine reading. I'm sorry for the masculines out there. This could be a call for you guys to really listen to your feminine instinct. If you're here and you know about twins and soulmates and things like that, then you understand that you are both dynamically masculine and feminine, and this can be a turn into really tapping into your feminine nature or tapping into your feminine partner if you're a masculine Libra. If you're a feminine Libra, you're very much in your energy. You're very much trying to balance it out and keep your heart light, right? I do see there's still conflicts, and there will continue to be conflicts until you make that truce in your own mind. All right. On your 5D, I do think you understand that the battle is over. The 5D is like, dude, you understand. I think you understand everything you need to understand about this battle right now, and you need to move on from these energies. For the feminines, you need to kind of grasp into your masculine energy at this point, right? Control how emotionally you speak. Be mindful of those who can use your emotions against you, right? The King of Swords can be kind of a cold-hearted prick, but he's very in control of his thoughts and his words. He understands the ramifications of what he says, right? And that's what I'm getting for you. Understand the ramifications of things that you say. Be mindful that you don't give people ammunition to use against you, but make sure that you are speaking clear boundaries, right? I got the Nine of Pentacles. Don't forget to keep focusing on where your money and your income and things of that nature come from. Don't miss out on minor details because you have all that overindulging and conflict energy going on. Okay? Some of you, those of you, especially those of you who are like in your own business or trying to build your own business, this is a very specific message. I got the crabs in a bucket metaphor coming in. Be mindful of crabs in a bucket. And if you've never heard that metaphor, it's a Southern saying, right? What it is when you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, if they were smart, they'd be able to escape. But as soon as one makes it even close to the top of the bucket, all the other crabs grab it and try to climb it, and they pull it back down. And essentially, because they're all just out for themselves, they all just keep pulling each other back down to the bottom of the bucket. Crabs in a bucket. All right, that was specific. We've got shadow cards that you guys are facing right now. I got obsession and I won't cry for you, right? I got you kind of all dried up with tears, and I do feel like you're kind of probably obsessed, like I said, in another type of energy or in something else that is just something to distract you from what you really need to focus on. And what do you need to focus on? Promise. New moon promise is not just about promises you have made to other people, but promises that you have made to yourself. How many promises have you made to yourself and broken? How many times have you said, this is the last time? How many times have you said, I deserve better? The reason you're obsessed with alternative timelines and alternative people and things of that nature is because you know darn well it's not so much the person you're dealing with that's breaking the promises that hurt you the most. It's the promises that you promised yourself that are being broken that hurt you the most. Whew. All right, Libra. All right, Scorpio. And then we will do the collective message. If you're just getting in here, let's give these guys a little bit of a shuffle. I wanted to do a sipping and tripping, but it just hasn't been working out. It's hard to get an uninterrupted evening where I know nobody's going to interrupt us for a solid hour. So this is what it is. And I get tired. I'll tell you guys. I said it too, divine timing. The universe said not right now. So that is what it is. All right, Scorpio. See what we got from our deck of many things. You guys don't know what the deck of many things is it was started for those out of communication. It was something me and Rob started. It has a mix of messages from everything from old philosophers to different types of music genres, from my favorite music and his favorite music and every which way in between and just anything. Movie quotes, there's everything in here. They watch us dine on empty plates and drink from empty cups. All right, Scorpio, I kind of get the energy of, for sure, a kind of illusion going on, a fantasy, a faking it. Let me stop. I was like, I get this thing of fake it so we make it, but we faked it for so long now we don't even know what's real anymore. Either that or you both changed and you're pretending to be someone you used to be, but you're not really that person anymore either. The problem with these energies that are going on right now is everybody's evolving so much, and you always run into these hiccups of people who can't evolve versus the people who are evolving. And it's just I'm supposed to show these at the end. All right. We have today till tomorrow. Get into that in a little bit. Stone people vigilance. All right. 5D for Scorpio. Spirit guides, angels, celestials. What do we got for Scorpions? 40. Sorry, I know I'm not talking so much. I don't know why I got really hot. Especially on this side, like the sun is beaming on me, but it's not even fully up yet. Alrighty. Scorpio, I see that you are on a rite of passage right now. I do see that you have a team around us, so death do us part. You have your ride or dies that you should be focusing on. Got some paranoia going on here. Right? Paranoia, definitely worry about finances. I see that you're trying to really grasp back into your sensual energies, right? Trying to tap back into that sensual side of yourself. We just had Pluto go into retrograde, didn't we? In Pisces to Aquarius. And that's a 222 signing. I had to do all signs for Pluto. Anyway, for Pluto? No. Jupiter. I'm losing my mind over here, y'all. Anyway, your siren call coming in. I do see that some of the issues that you're having, besides the mindful worried about money, right? We do have that overindulging card, the blinding yourself to an obvious option card, right? On your 40 line, Scorpio, I see you do want that. You want to start something new, right? You want to either start something new or renew something, right? Renew it, rebuild the passion, right? Be like, how do I focus my fire and my air energies? How do I focus my passions and desires and align them with my thoughts and words to create these things on the 3D that I know I deserve and I know that I want? I want to plant those seeds, and I know I deserve this level of love. That's actually a very beautiful spread there on the 4D. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like the 3D is all kind of rocked, but you guys, Scorpios are the most intelligent, crazy signs that I know, right? It's for whatever reason, they're so logical in their darn minds, but they act so crazy in the 3D. And it's funny because they'll act crazy in the 3D and then they'll completely explain it to you. They'll be like, look, I know I'm crazy. But I do that too. What? I know I'm crazy, and you can't really be crazy if you know that you're crazy. Like, I'm aware of what's going on. It's just I need to figure out how to do it. And the problem is it's like right over that passion card, what? Your third eye sees that it's not really connecting in the passion that it was. And because it's not connecting in the passion that it was, it doesn't make you feel passionate. And I'm sorry, Scorpios, but you guys have to feel passionate. And you have to feel sensual. Like, I don't take it the wrong way or anything else like that. And I'm not saying this from a bad place or that you're trashy or whatever. My grandmother is a Scorpio, right? And I can remember her. And I mean, they were in their like 60s, 70s. I got up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, and I heard them talking about how they were going to stop at the side of the road and get it on at this spot that they saw on the way traveling up. This is a Scorpio in her 60s and 70s, okay? You guys need that energy. And I think it's like you see that it's not really happening in this spot. And I think that a lot of it is just there's a lot of worry that's keeping a damper on these passions for you. I do see that the 5D does see it's like, look, you see it, You see it. You see that this is what's causing the disruption. And you get this justice reversed. I feel there's unfair judgments either being placed on you or placed on the other people, or there's been this kind of circle of it going around that needs to be broken if you want to get through it, right? The wheel is turning. The wheel is turning, and why you don't feel like you're getting anywhere is because there is not an equal give and take going on around you. Whatever you're working on renewing, I don't know if it's really renewing because there's not an equal give and take. So there's definitely a lot of balances that need to still be brought down into that 3D line. I got today for tomorrow here. This is what, how long are you going to trade today for tomorrow? But, oh, tomorrow will be better. Oh, today they were just having a bad day. Oh, today they just fell off the wagon today. Tomorrow will be better. Oh, they promised tomorrow they're going to go to work. Tomorrow they're going to do this, right? Tomorrow I'm going to get my shit together. Tomorrow I'm going to separate the bills. Tomorrow I'm going to do something different. But today I'm just going to keep the peace. How long do some of us play that game? It's a very dangerous game to play. Find yourself stone cold in the middle of the desert. Now, the Stone People Vigilant card is to be vigilant. Be vigilant of the give and take that's going on around you. Are you equally getting in return what you give? Now, this does not come down to money because we always have those dynamics, right? And I grew up in a rich neighborhood and I was a poor kid. So there's always this dynamic of people, you know, my friends like to take me to the movies and things like that. So it's not a matter of, oh, I spend all the money and they don't spend any money. That's not equal give and take, right? Equal give and take comes down to the energy. What you're supposed to be paying attention with this card is not what someone spends on you or what, like, they, things like that, not the love bombing. It's the energy. It's how do you feel? I mean, someone can come in and sweep you off your feet and take you on a night on the town, and you guys can laugh and cut it up all night long. And then as soon as you get dropped off and you go into your apartment and you shut the door, it's like as soon as they're out of your energy, you're just like, ugh, I need a shower. Man, I'm tired. Like as soon as they're gone, your whole vibe changes to a lower frequency. Pay attention to that. When someone comes into your life, and even though you guys didn't really do anything much, but I just bumped into them for a few minutes, we had a cup of coffee, and then for some reason, that one conversation I had with that friend I hadn't seen in forever, I have been brimming with energy all day since. Get rid of the person that makes you feel drained. Hold on to those people who 5 seconds with you let you feel buzzed the rest of the day. That's someone who's returning that energy. Oh, I'm so excited to see you. Oh, I'm so excited to see you. And it's a genuine exchange of that positive light energy, not a faking it because they want something else for you or they're trying to just salvage something they know is falling apart. There's been a Libra who's been kind of ignoring your messages. That has been a very big, that was it for Scorpio. I'm going to be getting into the collectives reading for today. But that's been a big message I've noticed. See, I don't, I did this thing where I turned off all my histories on my YouTube, so I don't have anything that's not pulling on my histories or whatever. So I get a broad band of different tarot readers and things like that. I like to listen to other people read, like, you know, like people like Tyler, especially, that talk shit to their viewers. I get a kick out of them. I like listening to how other people read, but that has been a huge message that I have been seeing on the thing is about these ghosting things. It's this weird dynamic of this cat and mouse game, which everybody's been kind of wrapped up into, right? Everybody fell into that twin flame hole. What was the first thing they taught you on the twin flame? Message boards, right? Oh, they want you. They're just a runner. There's a runner and chaser. Are you the runner or the chaser? You notice most of those chat rooms, it's 99% chasers. But in the genuine connections, what has happened is people have felt that they have expressed way more than they actually have. There's a lot of people that are like, I did so much work. I planned so much. They were on my mind so much. And I had all these grand plans and I did all this great stuff to get their attention and da 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 da. And meanwhile, the other person has had an entire life going on and they have not been paying attention to them and the way that they thought they did. And they're like, oh, forget them now. They didn't notice all these things I was trying to subliminally do to them. So I put in too much work. I give up. I'm leaving now. It's a very weird thing. I know the feeling too, honey. I've done it too. Oh, I'm the kind of person that expresses too much, but I'm very weird in conversations. I do not like, I don't like idle, dilly-daddly, nonsensical conversations, right? Give me some good updates about your life, things like that. Let's talk of something of substance if you have a topic. But I'm not one for just beating around the bush. If I genuinely feel something for somebody, I'm going to tell them. If I genuinely feel stuff, I tell people. I have no problem with that. And then, that for people like us, empaths like us, that bites you in the ass because the other halves don't. They don't express emotion. They have a very hard time expressing emotion. They feel like emotions make them weak and vulnerable, and that is somehow if they express any emotions that they will become immediately emotionally irregulated and not be able to control themselves anymore. And they are so terrified of messing up their masterfully built lives, and they blame you for any unhappiness that they got. It's a very weird dynamic. I don't know. I'm just channeling that off the top of my head, guys. That's just my observations from watching the tarot around the tarot community right now online and Facebook and personal experience dealing with twins and celestials and Arcturians and Pleiadians and space captains and dragons and draconians and fae. Dude, I deal with a lot of very, very interesting people. All right, so the messages that I've got, and that's besides the guides and stuff. If you expressed yourself the best that you could to that person and they didn't get it, then there's nothing you can really do. I have a fruit fly. I'm not above killing bugs. All right, that's not a Zoomer. That's a fruit fly. I must have known on live, and my house is dark and I got my ring light on. Anyway, for the collective messages, I got take off your mask and be honest with yourself. Only then can you see through everybody else's masks, right? I came this far. Might as well keep going. Gotta love Forrest. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Definitely for people who, if you've already expressed all that you can express, stop expressing. You're just wasting your time, right? She paints a face to hide her face. Her eyes are of deep water. It's not for a geisha to want. It's not for a geisha to feel. A geisha is an artist of the floating world. She dances, she sings, she entertains you, whatever you want. The rest is just shadows. The rest is just secret. And then I've got, I'll be your huckleberry. It speaks a lot, though, the definition of insanity with everything we were just talking about. And she paints her face. That is definitely what we were just talking about. You got the people who paint their faces. And the other card just said they got to remove their masks. Got to remove the mask. All right. Where are they? I'm such a spaz. No, those are the Drama Llama cards. My bad, y'all. I'm looking for these. Where's your box? I'm losing my mind. I lost my boxes to my other decks. Lost the box to my other deck. All right, so we got the, there we go. We're going to go with these three today. Give you guys a minute while I shuffle out the other cards. We'll do a personal message for those in the room. We've got the Fae, the Odyssey, or the Alchemy deck. Get the Fae, the Odyssey, or the Alchemy deck. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle for the rest of the collective right now for everybody, but for this room, be one of these. All right, give you guys a minute to say that while I shuffle out the rest. I have a thing with it. The social media thing really does bother me. So whenever I'm really out of contact with somebody, and now here's the difference in dynamics, right? Alchemy deck. The difference with the dynamics, right? When I hit a certain point, and especially since social media has been a big thing, I will hit a point where I will go, screw it. I'm done. I will write them a handwritten letter, which means you have to know the person well enough to know their address, right? And I will write them a handwritten letter. I'll usually send some gifts and some trinkets. And then I'm done. And then people are like, well, what if they never get your letter? Then the universe intervened on my behalf and never delivered their letter. What if someone else gets your letter for them? Then the universe intervened. I have a very strong feeling that someone didn't get my final letter and my final gifts to them, but that's not my problem or my fault. And it doesn't matter because the person who intercepted that letter did what they were supposed to do to help the person that I sent it to. And had they not read the letter, would they have made the same decisions? Questions, questions, questions. I will say that's a big problem me and my boyfriend have, right? Even if I don't want to tell him something, but we're habitually, like, it just comes out. It's like what? It's like I can't help it. It's like my brain will go, they don't need to know that. You know what? Blech. But those are very strong soul connections that do that to you. And they're taught, they come to teach you how to gain some strength. And like I said, it might not have anything to do with you there, love. You know that doesn't always work, right? But yeah, if somebody's not responding to you, like I said, the definition of insanity would be to just keep doing it over and over and over again, right? And I've said this to some other people too, and I definitely give this message to a lot of women in relationships, but it goes either way, right? If you are struggling with your partner and you guys are always around, not so much that you're always around, you're always connected, you're always thinking about them, you're always, like I said, trying to message them and things of that nature, they don't get a chance to miss you. All it does is keep highlighting pet peeves. So sometimes the best thing you can do is let them miss you. And it takes a while. That's what's sad, is it does take time. You got to have a lot of patience with that. I really hope the person who intercepted that package didn't throw the contents within it away. There was nothing malicious or evil, and there was actually some pretty powerful things in there. If you just chucked it, they'd hurt themselves. But there's been a lot of people in my life that messed up their storylines, or not that they messed up their storylines, right? I was once told by someone who is very, very powerful and intuitive that it doesn't matter what decision you make, it will be the right decision. They told me that and then they got mad at my decisions. It's funny. Because my thing is, if you've already expressed. If you haven't already expressed your feelings, definitely always express your feelings. You know, that's one of the number one things that ruin people. It's especially with these obsessive times, right? You're really, really obsessed with somebody and you think that they're sending you subliminal messages and all these other things and whatnot and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but you're not actually speaking to them, then you need to kind of speak up and say something. If you're friends with them genuinely, right? Like I said, the letter thing, it requires, I'll do this one. It requires actually knowing the person's address, which means you actually have to be friends with the people. A lot of people are very attached to internet connections, and they're just not the same. And trust me, I've been dealing with the internet for a long time. I was original AOL chat room. I used to hang out in Gore and play RPG games in AOL chat rooms. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've had online friends for decades. It's not the same. It's not the same. You don't know these people's personal phone numbers. You don't know their addresses. It's just not the same, y'all. You know, it's a little bit of reality checks coming in for a lot going on right now. All right. Look at the alchemy deck. All right. The alchemy line is just for the 3 people in the room. This is a personal message for you guys, mostly probably you, Kendrick, since you chose the deck. Uh-oh. You're not in love with a fire sign, are you? You said a Libra, didn't you? Yeah, the Queen of Wands here, definitely giving that siren type of call energy, right? Got the 6 of Pentacles, which is usually an equal give and take of energies here. A 9 of Pentacles, a very abundant frequency for sure. But I do see that there does need to be a truce and a decision made, right? Because you get the 7 of Pentacles here reversed at the very end of the line on the 3D here. So we got... It's reversed, so it's almost like... I feel like this person inspires you very much to do better, right? They inspire you very much to be the best version of yourself. But you need to come up with the truth in your mind. I don't think that they're very good. I think that they're kind of... I don't know why I get not worth investing in. That sound weird? Investing in. There's definitely a lot of money involved here. So I don't know if this person could be kind of a gold digger or very much want you to make more money than you can. And like I said, I feel like this has driven you and caused you to make some major breakthroughs in those areas. But at the same time, it's like I don't feel like they genuinely invest in you as much as you're investing in yourself to try to impress them. You need to invest in yourself to just invest in yourself. Definitely. You need to give them the opportunity to miss you. You need to do these things for you. This person was a catalyst to bring you change for sure. I can't say anything as to reconciliation or whether they'll message you or anything, but for sure it's definitely a superficial energy around them. That siren call, the shell, and all that. They're very passionate about money. So it sounds like they still got a lot of inner shit that they need to work out on themselves. All right. For the collective on your 3D here, we still got... Damn, man. 44 mean anything to anybody? All right. We got the 4 of Cups here. I'm going to say distracted, not paying attention, missing those opportunities. Three of Swords reversed. What? You didn't let it go. Hey, people are not letting go, right? In relationships and still not letting go of woulda, coulda, shouldas. Everybody's got a what if. That's normal. But with social media, you're holding on to it a bit much. What is it calling for your 3D? What? You need to start really looking in the mirror and learning to love yourself in the mirror. It's a big, hard thing to do. It is hard to love the mirror. Oh my God, y'all. I understand. It's not easy. We pick ourselves apart. We're very, very harsh on ourselves, right? She's not even looking at the mirror. Look how gorgeous she is. It's scary, right? Well, you got to learn to love yourself, right? I don't know why I just got that scene from The Ugly Truth, and he's talking about, he's like, well, if you don't want, they're talking about, handling your own business. And he's like, well, if you don't want to do you, why would anybody else want to do you? It's kind of about turning that energy on into yourself. What? How are you going to let go of this Three of Swords? You're going to realize what? It doesn't matter who else loves you. No one in the outside world is ever going to fill that void in you. You have to love yourself and fill it. Does that mean you have to? Loving yourself doesn't mean you completely healed and you completely fixed yourself. I keep saying that to people too. You are allowed to have your whatever, your anxieties, your disabilities, I'm ADHD, dyslexic. I have severe anxiety attacks. What does that mean? I don't deserve love? No, I learned to love those aspects of myself and the good that they bring. Okay, my anxiety may cause me to overreact and things like that at sometimes and be a little too aggressive in high tense situations, but I can look back on my life and see all the extremely dangerous situations where having that mentality saved my life and those around me. They're not weaknesses. What I got Percy Jackson, where he's telling him about, your ADHD, you're impulsive, you're a strategist. What, you're dyslexic? No, you're programmed to read Greek. Things like that. You got to figure out where your strengths are and things that society has told you are a weakness. They're not. They have purpose. It's like saying you got junk DNA. No such thing. Keep activating that shit. Stop playing games. Right? If you're going to play with puppets, heal yourself. Heal those around you. Stop playing these subliminal games. That is a big message. It's like, stop playing subliminal games online. Nobody's paying attention to you. Narcissists, as much as we think they are, right? Everybody has done this. Everybody is subliminally posting passive-aggressive posts, assuming that the rest of the freaking world knows what the hell they're talking about. Chances are the person you're even trying to get the message to has no idea what you're talking about. Stop trying to play these games, y'all. Right? Stop trying to play those games, y'all. They're just wreaking havoc, right? It's time for calm. It's time for recuperation. It's time for grounding and reconnecting with those ancestors, right? Time for recuperation. Time for passivity. That's what I was just talking about with you there, Kendrick, was, give them time. Give people time to miss you, right? You really want to get someone's attention, especially if you already have those narcissistic tendencies that I was just talking about. Chances are they do too. And if they do notice what you're doing and they are not responding to what you're doing, they're still eating up the attention of what you're doing. So the best way to stop that cycle is cut it off and starve them. Telling you, stop sending them energy. If you guys are, already on those higher frequencies and you're able to really control those energies and you're casting them back and forth, stop. Guarantee you stop. They will notice. You'll see the shift in them. You'll see it. You'll see it and other people will see it. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. All right. On the 40, we got the 10 of Wands here. I like her. She's just carrying it. Right? She doesn't look like she's struggling at all. She's like, what? Oppressed? Yeah, but I got this. Right? We're all oppressed by something in life, right? 3D sucks. It's paperwork. It's bills, it's adulting and cleaning and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? You got this shit, right? You were made for this shit. You got control over it. You can handle it, right? Don't be super controlling, but definitely get more routine. I've always been a big predominant of that. I suck at routine. That is my biggest advice in this world to give people is what? Healthy routines, healthy routines, healthy routines. It's sad, but like if you have problems keeping up with your house, get you like the 1960s edition's Better Homes and Garden and read the damn article on like how to keep your man happy. And it's a whole thing about how you should get up and prep yourself and look nice. And then it goes through the whole routine of how to get your house clean and dinner prepped and all this. And it seems ridiculous. Yes. And is it horribly sexist? Yes. Should men read it too? Yes. It's just a nice, healthy routines. That's how those people pulled it off in the past, okay? Grandma didn't just keep the house clean because there was Coke in the soda and because she was able to kick the kids outside. She also had a healthy routine that she did every day. Beds, dusting, vacuuming, right? Whatever it was, you know, and even like in like the Jersey Shore shows, right? What was their thing? What was their thing? It was like laundry, gym, and something else, right? They had a healthy routine, and that's how shit shows become famous. I do see there's still some conflicts that you're overcoming within your own mind, right? And it's definitely a conflict of what? You still really want to put your own stars in the sky. What I still want to accomplish something. Everybody wants to be special. That's definitely a natural thing. But I definitely feel like there's this really deep inner need that a lot of us on these paths have to accomplish something on our own just for ourselves. Now, whether that is a minor goal, like, I don't know, a marathon, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. My uncle got really sick for a while, and then in his recuperating phases, his big thing was he wanted to run a marathon, and that was a big thing for him, right? So definitely get into a healthy routine. I do see that there will be struggles with those around you that don't want to get in on the routine with you. Kids, things like that, people who disrupt your routine, that they don't have a routine, so they make it impossible for you to get a routine. Those are going to be some of the conflicts you're going to have to face, but definitely keep striving for those goals. When you hit those conflicts, you can either waller around on the ground crying about how no one lets me do my routine, or you can set your healthy boundaries, pick your swords up, and go about your healthy routine. Excuses or solutions, y'all, you will find whatever you are searching for. And I say that, pay attention to that with people too, right? If someone does not want to do something for you, they will come up with an excuse. And then when you go, well, what if we do it this way? There'll be another excuse. Well, what if we do it this way? There'll be another excuse. You hit that third excuse, they don't want to do it for you. Oh no, they'll hold it in their minds and they'll say, oh, I'd love to, but I can't. I keep finding all these excuses. They don't want to, okay? Pay attention to those type of things, gal. Pay attention to it. If someone really wants to help you, then they will really sit there and help you find genuine solutions. If they find an obstacle, it won't be an excuse. They'll be like, well, if I do it that way, I see this happening. So what if we, another solution, not a, oh, we can't. What? I would love to do that, but first we need to buy $3,000 worth of stuff. Until we can afford all that stuff in one shot, we can't do nothing. Very weird messages this morning. Trippy energy. All right, on the 5D, definitely in that balancing of the spiritual and the corporeal, right? The sun and the moon, the light and the dark. Very much balancing those yin and yang energies is still going on. Still, I always say energy is fluid, right? And it's kind of like those wave pools, the tanks on the wave pool. And then every now and then something rocks it. And it'll wash to this end, and it'll wash to this end, and it'll wash. And it'll take a while for it to level back out. energy is fluid, right? And another way to see it too is like when you pluck the strings on a guitar, bam, an initial bzzz. It takes a minute for the reverberation to fade, okay? Definitely still focusing on those things to which their lives depend on you. I don't care if it's a plant. I don't care if it's a pet. If it's your kids, definitely they should be number one priorities on your list. So that should go without saying to people. But for some reason, you know, when you got to tell, in a world where you got to tell people to put their cell phones in the back seat so they don't forget their kids in the car in summertime, that's coming, right? Focus on those. Focus. When you see stories like that, make sure that you transmute that energy into loving those around you as much as possible, right? You see a story about a kid that gets neglected and makes you sad, go find a kid in your family that you know might be sad and go pick them up, take them someplace and do something fun. Transmute it, right? Raise the vibes, y'all. Focus on those things to which nurture your soul and which you nurture. High Priestess, definitely still a lot of divine feminine energy going on. But don't stress it, right? It is being balanced out, right? All right, the masculines are extremely passionate, but the feminines are doing a lot of work right now. It's a different type of channeling. It's a different type of connection, right? We're designed that way on purpose. That's what I said before about your disabilities being strengths. Everything. It's not an accident. I mean, if the universe so uniformly created the solar system and put the earth in such a place where it spins at the perfect rotation, maintaining the perfect temperatures to support life, and the moon is a perfect rotation, and it spins just enough so that the dark side is always on the dark side and the light side is always on the light side, and it rotates in a perfect angle, and you get into all the math of how much perfection has been put into this grand design. Dude, y'all are perfect the way you are, right? The femmes are femmes, the masculines are masculines. It doesn't matter what body you're in. It just matters that, you know, you accept that your being different is what is supposed to be happening, right? The main judgment you need to worry about is your judgment upon yourself. You will always be your worst critic. Your worst hater, they can come close to insulting you, but nothing will insult you worse than that little voice in the back of your own mind that keeps you from doing what it is you came here to do. And it keeps you from having a good time. And it keeps you as that person that sits in that corner instead of the person that goes out and laughs and have fun, right? Don't let that happen, right? If you sense yourself going out into public and things like that, and you'll know it. That's how I know when I'm on a low vibe. That's how I know when I'm really hating on myself. If I go and I see somebody and I immediately notice something about their appearance or their weight or their hair or their shoes or anything negative that I notice, I'll immediately look back on myself going, wow, I'm having a bad day. Right? Recognize that whenever you're trying to catch a judgment on somebody else, that is an internalization of yourself. You're projecting something, okay? So that goes all the way back down to the 3D. Love in that mirror. Right? We got downcast pride here. Right? A bit of an ego death. What? Stop casting those judgments out around you, right? Turn them on yourself and learn how to love your flaws. Radiance. Don't be afraid to radiate your positive energies. Don't be afraid to have fun and radiate that love light energy. Don't be afraid to be silly. All right. Do a card for each of the collective. Real quick. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get it so I say these zodiacs without missing any. Let's see. One card for each person, and then we'll do the story time, recap the deck of many things, and then I'm out of here. Y'all have been going for an hour. I've just been rambling on this morning, ain't I? Cooperate. I used to be better before I broke that one finger. Now it gets in the way. All right, Aries, Page of Swords. Be careful with your words today, and be mindful of other words, and just pay attention to... He's holding these mushrooms here. I got that there's a lot of damn influential energy, right? Be mindful of what you take serious from who says it to you, and just be mindful of what you say to other people today. I mean, that could be a daily thing for Aries. Like every day is a day where you should be watching your mouth. I mean, that's like our number one thing we came here to learn, is how to watch your mouth. Taurus, be mindful of those who, like I said, Four of Cups, right? Never seen it like this before, have you? The overindulgence card. Be mindful of those who tempt you into doing things, overindulging. Be mindful of those who trick you into overindulging in things you know you shouldn't be overindulging on. Whether that's booze, whether that's food, whether it's whatever. If you're on a diet, be mindful of somebody who's out to seemingly sabotage your diet. Things of that nature. You know, you're trying to cut back on drinking, and you got that one friend who constantly keeps coming wanting you to party, right? It's Sunday. When do you take a break? Right? That's the kind of energy that I'm getting from this, right? Gemini, still focus on maintaining your balance, right? Keep focus on maintaining your balance, and keep focus on moving forward, right? There's definitely some more discoveries to be made here. Cancer, strength. Seizing on your strength, grabbing. I wish it was a tiger instead of a lion, right? Because she's grabbing his tail. I get the grabbing a tiger by the tail energy today for you. Leo, lone man. This is the hangman in this deck, right? Is kind of paying attention to the crow, the transformation. See how the money's just falling out of his pocket there, and he's dressed like the Joker, almost like the Fool. And it's like, yeah, I look so silly, right? I look like I have no idea what I'm doing, but really you're gaining a lot of knowledge and perspective right now. If you're sitting still, you're supposed to be sitting still. You're gaining knowledge and perspective. Virgo, Eight of Pentacles. Virgo, just keep working on your skills. There's a skill that you should be working on today or practicing. Something you should be practicing today. Libra, I do see a big victory coming in for you today. A big victory, like a big point being made, or a big victory being made, or something along those lines, right? Scorpio, I got the wise one, right? The Hermit gives off almost a similar thing to the Hangman, right? But instead of having that sitting still perspective, this person is actively seeking answers, right? I'm taking space to really learn and acknowledge myself. Like I said in some of the other readings, right? Like really taking your time to analyze yourself and learn yourself and your strength and things like that. See, he's got it's winter, but he's got his cloak protecting the fire and all of this nurturing energy and the bunny and things like that. What are all these good things that I need to nurture on right now? That's the energy I'm getting for you. That's Scorpio, right? Sagittarius, High Priestess, really seizing into that energy, right? Grounding it, connecting it, channeling it. I got a lot of animals, right? A lot of sense of animals today. Like really getting into nature, or really indulging with animals today. And grounding. I sense a lot of grounding with animals. I don't know if you're into animals. Like maybe you can see if you can volunteer at an animal shelter. Very weird, very specific for one person here today. If you're lonely or whatever, or you're looking for something to do, volunteer. I get a volunteer at an animal shelter. Very weird. That's specific for one person. If not, in your regular life, just get out into nature. Maybe make sure you refilled your bird feeders, things like that, right? Nurturing that earth energy. Sagittarius, Capricorn, rite of passage today, right? Watch where you step. Be mindful, right? Be vigilant. Just pay attention. Don't be waving your swords around wildly, but have them out just in case. Aquarius, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. So you definitely are turning into some major energies today. I mean, to get the wheel with everything that's going on right now, you're definitely being pulled the Wheel of Fortune comes with the Karma and Destiny card, right? And it's kind of like, yeah, it's weird. Your past life karma is your destiny. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Right? Your past life karma is your destiny. I'm not getting into this in a bad sense, but I definitely get that you guys have been playing games. I get a very strong past life feeling from this. And Aquariuses are probably mostly past life people for the most part. I mean, unless you're a brand new starseed here, Aquarius is one of the older signs of the zodiac. If you've never paid attention to that before, it's very much people's personality is like Aries, Taurus, Gemini. We act much younger than Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are kind of like the old goat man and the crazy cat lady, whereas Aries and Taurus are kind of like the toddler and the teenagers running around causing chaos. Right? So I definitely get an old past life thing for you this weekend, or a revelation about it for you guys this weekend. All right, Pisces. Meh. Hate the miser. Meh. But I want stability, right? Right? The Four of Pentacles is supposed to be about stability, but in this deck, man, he's just like, it's 2 away from the 6, right? It's not really an equal give and take. I feel like it's a really clinging to stability. And we talk about that a lot with energy work. It's like the more you cling to something, the more it runs from you. That goes for everything. That goes with people. That goes for money. That's what I was talking about before with relationships. If you've already expressed all that you can, take a step back. Take a step back, because the more you cling, the more you pull, the more that wants to pull away from you. So it's definitely got an energy of that. If you're like really seeking stability and you're trying to maintain your stability, calm down, take a deep breath, stop stressing about every dime you have to spend, right? Stop stressing that. I'm not saying go out and be willy-nilly and spend your savings account, but don't beat yourself up and think it's the end of the world because you had to dip into that savings to pay a bill. Okay? Don't cling to it, because it'll just start draining faster and faster, okay? All right. So for story time today, got the tree, right? Let me get this up here and set this up for you guys. That works? Oh, perfect. All right, so we got the tree. The tree is the 7 of hearts, right, or 7 of cups. We got health, karma, roots, and ancestry. It's a trip. I think we touched on all of that today. In the Brothers Grimm's tale, The Juniper Tree, a mother wishes for a child. She makes a wish with her blood under the juniper tree. Her wish is granted in the form of a son. As white as snow and as red as blood, the mother dies from her happiness just after giving birth to her son. She is buried beneath that juniper tree, and the boy is later killed by his new stepmother. His horrified half-sister buries his bones beneath the tree. He is returned to the family after his half-sister goes on a magical quest. Your own ancestry is shown in the tree. Here you can see your roots, both good and bad. The tree indicates health as well as past life too. Notice the face in the tree. Just like the sun in the juniper tree, you are reminded to watch your own health in all areas. You should always remember to stay in charge of your own personal well-being. Oh, wow. Doesn't that just see? I have not been reading these. I just catch the keywords and then I go with it. But very interesting that I brought up all of that, right? Be in charge of your own health. Be mindful. If you want to look up that story, it's the Brothers Grimm, The Juniper Tree. I've never heard it. I'm a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale person personally. But and those can be pretty gruesome, the originals. But funny, that did touch on everything we talked about here this morning, didn't it? Touched on every single topic. Alrighty, so final cards again. I got the she paints her face to hide her face, right? The rest is secrets, the rest is shadows, the geisha card there. We got the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. Break those patterns, break those cycles, y'all. We got game is far. Well, came this far, might as well keep going. The game. So bad I can barely read my own handwriting. Came this far, might as well keep going. Take off your mask and be honest with yourself. Only then can you see through everybody else's masks. And I'll be your huckleberry. Right? I'll be your huckleberry. Alrighty, y'all. I hope you guys have received the messages that you need today. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. As always, buttons, bells. I apologize again, Scorpio and Libra. I hope the messages that you got today are timeless and for... yeah. I'm out of here, y'all. I promise. I'm back as soon as I can. I'm not sure what I'll be able to get into today, but I'll probably do an all signs tomorrow morning. I love you guys. I'm back as soon as I can. I promise.